Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. It's neat.
Hello, Timon Fame, Moyote. Mikpe mo fame, mo kemba mene woyi wala dowa. Boy Ojugba. That's right. Engona wa ken mene wasa wo pe ko katamanto sanene ejegbe ani ntweba so mene wu emi pa bofai wo ka politics e ko ba chon mi onu ni nke John Tue fio ntue wo la chon Ichi wala chobole do sanima John Tue fio ona boni cho what mental health is equally important what Africa here baby what kwa mental health ona boni cho gebero ba na ocho da tolo so go fire fio ni Tue ba fe ni sani bole o come 1 or 2 days ko di bole o God your Tue, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Minda nye fashion nye solemo kenye piamo kenye encouragement keno fe no minda mo fe mo shi no ngme no ba fe politics onu nye itra inauguration allo swearing in ceremony ni afen President Mahama in triambo ni can some of the key points ni jepo ye a speech na ha mi in a first day in office no ni efe masumoni in kiabo the main issue ni te no mene President Mahama first day a second term ne no ni te no miss money ma share with you onu so oyi wala do wa ake ofebe ni mene we ba kwani fe mu nli ake nyeti ame pie nyesumo politics because can fe algorithm ball nye pushy le so algorithm feel like nyesumo no le we pushy but that is fine. I need to de-stress ona boni ncho because katamanton me ko enye miolo agbene sanjin konklo me we baba ine ba e bank pono no enye miolo so mi pabo fai Helen kokoda si mi pabo fai keji o contribution e ba ko ye shiba mi bo mode nko ni okono aba onu ni wo ke wa wonyemi yo onu mi pabo fai wa ke ofe onyemi e ofe anyumo ngene efe wonyemi yo ne wo se ole ake e ba fe onyemi ko alo biko alo sun oloko so mi pabo fai. A very big thank you to Joseph Kwaku. Shout outs to you. Mene one in a share or contribution. No. Joseph Kwaku. Oyi wala don wa adienche. Nyumo a job JQ. Olake in your nephew. Actually Justice Kwaku. In nephew a name after me. So leun JQ. Sile J Justice. Bono Joseph. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is Nitete Obobi Ashon and you are watching Nitete TV. Ninka fito be ani nyani waboti ami tomo beni nkebo look oliake abo noko wulu ye Ghana biano ona boni chon a very heavy burden has been lifted off of the shoulders of Ghanaians. Ona boni chon our burden agboko ya me no ni ole oshikine ete echo abeku gbenku ne teleboni ya nku efi omi ake e ba fi ahunto oshikine cho abekugbe ni etele boni ya nku boni ja nku naka jiboni asanima yuele e ba fi ahunto ona boni ncho because ole we bi ne amebo ablo ni amefite ni bi amebo ablo ni amekpata ni bi ayen amebo ablo ni Ghana bi ma megbe na me junku ona efi omi ake Ghana after near me by ye 4 years na time call na Ghana o young Ghana don ni ole maybe mini surely inakoni I swear in a president ikayi ake biami ni JJ handover ki akufuo abu JJ ikayi ake biami ni kufuo handover to Atamil say abule ikayi ake biami ni John Mahama a handover the first time ke akufuo adwe abule maybe ekpano surely abu akufuo ado inakwe kaiko ona ekola no mi about the social media a belle 4 years ago 8 years ago 8 years ago beni a fair transition social media bukotumoboni ebune so maybe it did happen but what na chon ablo le up chon but ke okwe akufuado biami ni ebani ehihie the sort of cold reception ni Ghana bi ke hale ona bonicho it tells you how frustrated the people of Ghana were with the presidency ke government ona bonicho aware ya wo come video like I said, maybe 8 years ago, boni you were back gidi social media no. So maybe it did really happen. Ni what now? Ni pay attention to it. Ona boni chon. Meneme esha felo ejiame. Ameba jegana we be a we. Look, I'm not saying NDC is perfect. No. And ole we need a strong opposition political party keji Ghana bahi manfema ni strong opposition party beje na ke ma ehwele echo ayo mambia we afio mambia ni seni ani you have only a few oligarchs na me control no fe no so we need the MPP party we need them kemu go kebwake I need the MPP party more understanding what democracy actually is on and how a strong opposition can shape a country ni efe ojogban como the sort of opposition ni NDC be a provide on aboni ni Ghana efe kanji NDC be we're not that strong in kwe square MPP be ambakpata ni be ayin efe neke so if anybody tells you okay you don't need a strong opposition like the MPP ya Ghana mo emale a new democracy ni the essence of having an opposition party ya mami but if you understand that no listen here nobody will tell you okay Ghana need the MPP Ghana needs the MPP but Ghana needs a better MPP what me told you about in qualify like bene Ghana needs a better MPP Ghana need the MPP ni amemusu chome ye Ghana BI Ghana need the MPP ni ke amebatano konwe ame first the fortunes the riches the wealth of the country will not be concentrated ye wekuko memi ke a few class of people ona boni cho shi mo keji ame na egbe ni ameba ye ma no ameba distribute wealth ona boni cho koni the ordinary person ni yo jamele we na ekoye. That is the sort of MPP ni Ghana be need you. Si MPP anoni Akufo-Addo ke Dr. Bawumia need you Ghana be need na kan MPP. Not at all. Because these guys are pure evil. I'm a Ghana be a we. I'm a plagana be. I'm a Ghana be a we. I'm a plagana be. Niole keji ame reform me I'm a party. ona boni nchon ni ameba chaki ameni femo ojogba no ele tumo boni me soliaka me in opposition 16 years esane ame njeme nakan. But I know that is not going to happen. Ona boni nchon, and that is the more reason in the next 4 years esane ame chu ameni bi ojogba ni ame reform ame party. Esana me peni oni mokotumu akufado ba jio ameno eko e ba take ame party over ne destroy ame party akufado destroy le. Ona boni nchon, and it is very very sad. Very very sad. Ona, so like I said, abu na meje Ghana bi ona. Je no go bibi o. Now, so to mobeni nkebo President Mahama a first day in office in kaba chombo konyo kwa matra video mahabo. Now, ya Flagstaff House use a personal officer ni yo cantonment no use so ni engon na ke akemi ake mokodushi ne akemi ake chofana ke pa so called Jubilee House na me chole je no go bibio yi acho chofana je chofana me lo ke pa je mo na chofa ni ame lo ke pa Jubilee House je no go bibio. So engon na ke President Mahama ebo council twe ni engon na ke me ye Ghana ni amesumole osofo na asole hale ni abolenga ni agbakan hale ne ngon na ke ebotwe ona boni nchon komo video bi amini e officer ye cantonment not as a former president but as a president. Come on. Right, so there you have it. Biamini President Mahama, once again a cantonment, a personal officer near your cantonment. Jameji any onani ne onaboninchon eya Jubilee House to benin kebwe a chon chofana akek pagemeje no go bibio efa nkache ego efote benin. Onaboninchon so sani a purify jeme ni afọ jeme mu ni a clear na kan ni BFM dani aka eya bomi onaboninchon. So there you have it. First day of a second term any a serve no juno ni oje. Now manage first order of business ni teno yeshua kenyeti ame be na the first order of business. First order of business jake ashwe Mmda'S ashwe amefe onaboninchon metropolitan chief executive, municipal chief executive, district assemblies onukpa ikeni BFA ashwe amefe aka amefe amega ameni bi agmeshi nke letter egme screen no Office of the President, the Chief Director, Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Accra. Dear sir, revocation of appointments in accordance with the powers vested in His Excellency John Mahama under the provisions of the Local Governance Act 2016, Act 936, as amended by the Local Governance Amendment Act 2017, Act 940, the following appointments have been revoked effective immediately. Chief Executives of Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies. Assembly members appointed pursuant to the relevant sections of the Act. In the interims, the respective coordinating directors of the various Mmda'S are directed to assume responsibility as acting chief executives until substantive appointments are duly made. Kindly take note and act accordingly. Yours faithfully, Callistus Mahama, PhD, Secretary to the President. Obanake Assisi, the Vice President, the Chief of Staff. So there you have it. Professor Callistus Mahama ni egma enine yo neke wolone shishin. Like I said, municipal chief executives, district chief executives, ke assembly members ye come afon shiki ha me. Government e money is selector me. Na ke many assembly members ni government is selector me fe municipal chief executives ke district chief executives fe ani mo fe mo ete shia. And I'm sure a lot of them ame prepare po mo shike ole o yeneke group mini o prepare ko benuele os esabo dienche ona boninchon. So there you have it. Now the second order of business, actually, that was the main thing they take over the whole day. Keji Okwe, the news reporters, New York, Ghana, was the issue of Dunsor. And it tells you how wicked these people are. I told you, these are wicked people. Ole abigi, opradi can you baby? I know I can in a bad ole arani man nakain. Arani man nakain. Ona boninchon. One of the CSO circle to on radio, JNDC uni. Ne keke ekwe ni bi ni the transition team and some of the things they in the national report it clearly shows like MPP be I said a lot of traps can NDC be koli ke NDC be gbeshi na make be wo Kenya ke ha me nye ke ha me no benye na e shako 2 months po nye kwa no na me fe I set a lot of traps ni akwa man na kind. When you have people need a love for country. Ona boninchon be amemiye na keme sano kwa mojoba. No wonder President Mahama we speech we need to reset that love for country. Akufo don't let MPP ame besumo ke ha ame man. Me wona ame ba chojo na ame ju. Abona ame chojo na ame ju Sumo ni ayo ke ha man ame beko. Because there is no way ni isani ame live this current government in the kind of position ni ame leave ame niko ba aka yenye nke ebu ake John Jinapo he was the deputy minister for power at the time ni President Mahama was president kije ba aka yenye swearing in ceremony ehihie ewi ake MPP be ehia with only 5 hours of fear. 5 hours of fear. Ni akba ebani thermal plant arani ni ke amekame here wo me just ordering the fuel alone 4 weeks ni abai refine into the grade ni thermal plant say ba you say another 4 weeks. So give or take you are talking about 6 to 8 weeks. Then you abana fuel ni thermal plant say ni your Ghana ameba need. So you need to ask yourself, okay, many you need to ask yourself, okay, many wani esani nakaino kwaba. Many mind you, amele as far back as December 7th, akesi ayame. Ni tumobeni kebo ame promise the transition team ake ame ba order the needed fuel before about take over. She ame fe boni afeke president Mahama take over now boy kan ye gbe no be wo Kenya e ka Dunsor eba Dunsor manche e ka Dunsor eba. Meanwhile President Mahama fix Dunsor dan eshi onu misisi e fix Dunsor dan eshi ni mi ke bo ake me amenye kan bo owusu bempa to legit communications director at Ghana Gas. I don't know I can communications director or whatever it is. Ya Ghana Gas bullet we.
Na John Mahama di moko show many kakra, which is inevitable. He's going to definitely do that.
But
there will be Dunsor coming soon.
There will be Dunsor coming soon.
Dunsor, I know. I mean, the energy sector, I know there will be Dunsor coming soon. We expect it. Dunsor will be coming soon. There will be a lot of economic hardship, serious economic hardship coming soon. And
right, one way, Ghana Gas communications director John le position e yo Ghana gas e bullet we e ke Dunsor baba no Dunsor baba no now both way MPP no akele wo Ghana gas e ye wo kanena mo e wale na mo e yamin 3D yeko so na for shikia na yi ame mini no edumo alo mine le ne ke Ghana bi ake Dunsor baba no mini no edumo mine le anyele ake ni bi ne sana amefe ko ili ake ameke waka ame solve Dunsor ne wa keja ameke Ghana bi aka ame solve Dunsor na me ba Dunsor ye na ame solve te fi o te ni ko solve no ko e ni mene ke wo no o shin government no ni ni ese be ko oh ka ke mi ake ewe because ili ake NDC bi e be ba minister manage dabi ele trap na me sete ele aka me ye kan ele ni bi na esa na me fe ni amefe ele no na ele aka ni bi kome ye na esa na amefe na yi amewa amefe ni ma no na aka na yi ama amefe because amele as far back as October aka ni bi kome ye na esa na amefe no bro yake mi de wona amefe na me chie komato ni ame promise transition team ake ame bae fuel ni time plan say need you ame bae so mine wona ame he beme gboyinji ame konika bano na ni president Mahama bano Dunsor bojon jinapot we.
Now Mr. Jinapot, you were co-chair of the energy subcommittee since the 9th of December. And you knew even then that it would take 4 weeks for fuel to arrive. So at that point, why did you not insist on the order being placed so that we don't get to this point where we're
just some quick clarification. The main transition committee was inaugurated on the 9th. They had series of meetings. I'm not a member. If you read the statement, I'm not a member. Then they decided to form subcommittees. So they form a energy and natural resources subcommittee. And they then decided that we're not members constitutionally or legally. So they will co-opt us and constitute what they call a technical committee. In fact, by the time they had done all this, we were around 20. And then they gave us the handing over notes. And then I also constituted a technical committee to review the handing over notes. It was in the process of reviewing the handing over notes that we detected the fuel stock and the challenge ahead of us. So we quickly asked for an emergency meeting. And that emergency meeting was called about a week or 2 weeks before handing over. And it became apparent that despite the Akufo-Addo government's assurance to WAPCO that they were going to procure adequate fuel, they did not have adequate fuel. And then the minister assured us that right after the meeting, we were going to take steps to procure the fuel. And so I thought that with that level of understanding and trust amongst us at the joint committee, there was no need to come crying wolf. Because in the energy sector too, you ought to be cautious with how you manage information. But when we're about taking over, and I asked for the briefing, and it turned out that, look, despite all the assurances, they had failed to procure that parcel of fuel. But I thank your reporter. Initially, I was going to brief some people, but I thank your reporter for asking. I do not regret putting the facts out before President Mahama assumes office.
Right, there you have it. Bobo John Jinapotwe, Deputy Minister for Power in 2016, Parliament, Lenoji Shadow Minister for Energy, whatever, whichever one you want to call it. He's the Shadow Minister for it. When it comes to energy issues, NDC, Legimone lead or conversation there. I'm a promise, it cannot a review document say, and they promised them, I'm a buy the needed fuel. ame baye so bio ya ke mi no na me na ba fuel plant say ni kane anya ama no bio ya ke mi na e wo ni ame ye kan trap e ko na me certain NDC bi ene ona boni chon trap e ko ni ame certain NDC bi ene ame ye kan ni ashi 2016 ashi ka Dunsor me Dunsor President Mahama fix it Dunsor before she ame na me ba she ame fe sure ake Dunsor baba ni ameke punish President Mahama. Come on. Nana Mwesi the 7th Executive Director Institute for Energy Security. Nana Amwesi the 7th Executive Director Institute for Energy Security. Abigi. The MPP did not inherit Dunsor. Instead, they inherited an improved power generation system. The MPP did not inherit Dunsor. Instead, they inherited an improved power generation system. Nona shie ha mene. No ke ame kebu aka me banina Dunsor amalelo eji ame. Ko nu MPP nyoko kebu ake na me ba ame banina Dunsor na ame amalelo ike komo kabo watwe yabo Dr. Baumiatwe in 2017. Yabo Oforia Tatwe in 2017. No kwaka ame admit yake where excess power, excess generational capacity low. So you cannot have excess generational capacity. No bake oba in every Dunsor. So President Mahama banina Dunsor ne fixi. She ame na me bate no, I mean she Dunsor e help President Mahama because I mean mismanage the energy sector. That is what they have done. They've messed up everything. Ni all this while amele ni bi na ba ni amele ake ene yeje me shiboli amenta me boablo. Ame boablo. Bo Felix kwachi fosu tuyi.
Government has been briefed in order to address the situation because we know that it is pretty urgent. A technical committee has been set up that has representatives from all the key players in the management of Ghana's energy sector, and they have up until the close of day today to put before government a roadmap on what exactly needs to be done and how it can be done. So you can rest assured that government is taking the matter seriously and will do what has to be done in order to avert any difficulty for the people of Ghana. It needs to be stressed that the pegging exercise, or if you like the maintenance exercise on the pipeline, should have been carried out in October of last year. Government then, the MPP government, requested that they shift it to January 20th in order that they will have sufficient time to procure the alternative fuels, that is the liquid oils, to power the thermal plants within the period that gas will not be available. At least in about 2 national security briefings that the then president-elect held with the present government, he asked about the status of the procurement of oils, and he was given firm assurance by the then government that they had put mechanisms in place to resolve the situation, that there will not be the difficulty that we are talking about today. It does appear that that promise was not kept, and therefore the responsibility has shifted to the present government. But President Mahama is alive to the task, and adequate responses will be fashioned to address this particular
Right, there you have it. Once again, Ekebo, President Mahama, mene the whole day, no ne true ne, eke World Bank representatives speak, stakeholders say your actually say the energy sector, make pay, power producers ne, mo distribution companies, make pay. Mene the whole day was about Dunsor. That's it. That is how bad now mismanage the energy sector. As President Mahama set up 12-member team onu ni akwa na find solution. And this be I'm coming back try now me face you okay. Look, they know how to do it. President Mahama, look, we have the expertise when it comes to the energy sector. They know how to do it. They know how to fix the problem, and they will fix it. Whatever mistakes they made in 2014, 15, 16 when it comes to Dunsor, I make any more. Look, and they will fix it. MPPB has set trap. But it shows you I can be sumo Ghana be MPPB. I'm a bet you back in Ghana. On Felix we are look maintenance work ko your pipeline say no ni asana fail October minton October minton amehana fe ame push ke ba January 20th amehana fe because keji a stop ball abagbe kan here few on about nchon ka afe maintenance abagbe kan here few ni because October closer to election say war on about nchon so these people instead of na me ba join no ni ba wa Ghana I mean join no ni ba na me win elections because keji asana fe maintenance in October Oshiki na ba for a war because already lunch I mean yen nyumo no keje ba kai dum so e ba fio kagete ke ba fio kete because only I mean later boy na me ba look I mean mess up everything ni noni John Jina Poywe earlier Felix said legit spokesperson for the transition team on the NDC side on you the same thing okay I'm a promise I'm okay I'm about order fuel any thermal plant say I need I'm about order echo so bio yake mine wana me order transition mind you ni afonshiki atan the next Wednesday no na jeshishi afonshiki atan work Saturday right and Wednesday no na je transition eshi so so mino wana me fuel na me liake thermal plant say I need fuel mino ame beshika ame patano fe no yi shika fuel connection na me ame jajai ke ame na me ke fefe campaign ke ni bi me ni me ba ju ko na me ju me ni Ghana bi fon shike ya me ne nke bu ake ame mess up everything na me beshika nwe ka je me one day kwamo Gridco I'm a release a 6-page call like a report on the current situation on Aboninchon when it comes to the energy sector. Just I'm call it the last page no conclusion say point number 7. I'm call him we get come on. Dabi actually let me start from point number 6.1. Fair last page 6 both way. Again, it is noteworthy that since 2022, it has been determined that the total available natural gas volumes are not enough to fire the required thermal generation to serve demand. So from 2022, ameliake wabe available natural gas. Alo natural gas ni yo e fire e fire thermal plant na amenyame from 2022. The system operator has had to continually collaborate with operators at both WAPCO and West Coast Gas to manage the consumption of natural gas during off-peak periods to enable a managed overconsumption of gas during peak periods. Instead, Esla, Ameka e collateral, Ame Shika, Ame J. Over $2 billion. Over $2 billion. I mean, yeah, energy sector. Over $2 billion. Esla na me yeah una keba na me ka he collateral. Noni President Mahama ka NDC aka womi boni afe. Ni akanye nekenyomo ya energy sector do na me ba na me ka afashika. No shika ne ba Esla account say me fe I can pay nyomo. I can service debt. I can service debt. We have the men. We have the men. I'm a kind of conclusion now, but you can come on. there is a deficit in generation capacity during the period of the WAPCO piping exercise. There is therefore the need to procure liquid fuel both way to run thermal plants in Tema to meet demand. A total of 89.90 million is required to purchase liquid fuel to run thermal plants in order to meet demand for this period. $90 million. I need your. I mean, you over 2 billion or more. Meneme, nyomona memo. Your energy sector is over $2 billion. $2 in joy. JSC this. $2 billion. I need another $90 million. Na ke fuel thermal plant say. Many afonshi ke ha many. Many na me ba. Ameba ni na Dunsor. Jamie ke. CSO. Ni ame focus in the energy sector ma me ke. Ameba ni na Dunsor. Ni ame ba president mama fix Dunsor mo. Na me ishi ke Dunsor. Ni nke ba ka me ye kan. Ame ye kan. Ni president mama ke me nona. Ke je be ami na me batano. Not a single cubic meter power ame ke fitai. Boni ame ba ni na le na kan no ame shion le. Ame ke ewale ame ke kome ne ke profita ko yi. Ona blow boloi. Bo president mama tuwi.
To Cote d'Ivoire for being. This government has not been able to add one single drop of oil or gas, cubic meter of gas, to what they inherited from us. And that is for many parochial reasons. You know, the producers in the oil and gas sector have not been happy. Some have been hounded out. He and I went to Cote d'Ivoire for many years, went and invested there and came up with the Baleine field. And that has been at the expense of what they were doing in Ghana. You know, we tied down Tallow in litigation over tax, which I thought we could have sat across the table and discussed amicably. Unfortunately, we lost the arbitration and were thrown out. And there are two other aspects of that tax issue that we need to sit with them, and if we can negotiate and agree a mutual agreement, then I think that would be the better option to take, and to encourage as many players in our oil and gas sector as possible. I was vice president at the time. My president, Professor Atta Mills, signed the MCC. Actually, I signed it, but he initiated the discussions. When he was ready to sign, I was the one who signed it. And it was meant to improve and make Ghana the most efficient producer of electricity in Africa and become a major hub for electricity exports. Unfortunately, democracy has its dividends, but it also sometimes can be a curse. We left government and a new government took over and took over the Millennium Challenge Compact, mixed up the last segment of it, which was providing efficiency in distribution, billing, metering, and all that. And of course, PDS is history now. But we want to take a look at that again, because if we don't fix the Electricity Company of Ghana, we will continue to have a major problem with our whole power.
Right, there you have it. Bonu President Mahama Ewale Boni amebanina le in 2016 na kan pepe pa mission le yi. Na kan pepe pa mission le. Ameke kome ne ke profita ko yi. So bio ya ke te fi ote na ma me fix Dunsor. Now, nyomo ni kashi ni afe mechanism na ba pe na kan nyomo na kan shika ameka afashika. Ni ame monumo over $2 billion. Abigi, we have the men nyene. $2 billion. Nye collateralize ESLA. Nye sa nye monumo over $2 billion. Our generation capacity nye ke kome ne ke ko profita koi. Energy nye fixi Dunsor. No, all these years ni power ye no ona ke nye chuko noko. You guys did nothing. Kenya you and your back Dunsor, the problem of Dunsor is financial. Correct. Inkabo J1, it's financial. But you guys have actually made it worse. You made the financial situation of our energy sector worse. You are leaving it worse off than you came to meet it. $2 billion in debt. ESLA is collateralized. Marana Sky. That is the sort of mess you guys have created. Onu President Mahama you ake Millennium Challenge Compact enwe ni enomie NDCB sign ona akeshikwe eba bring what to a sort of energy independence where ni waba export more to the rest of the world than we currently do. Biane kwamo na me ba chakele na me ka me PDS ke ni bi ekome ba fite ni bi kome ni scandal na me fe ni me inke Ghana no na me ba ye no me join eji ame pa me he ame join PDS scandal e benye kayo ame pa me he ame join ame pe ame ba pata no fe no ye I'm a pattern of no. I'm a free SHS said I'm a starting point and I'm a running lojuba. Body and chobby no for no quelle. Mokobi a lot of no quelle. I'm a free SHS and I'm a den chame de polenche. I'm a pattern ye. I'm a lien chame fail lojuba. The free SHS now I'm a start here podenche. Now so called President Mama start I'm a back at Dabi. Dear President Mama Jinshi. I'm a jeshi. Waka hame. Nompo amenya amerani lojuba mene chas careful yake omo ko bi mba boarding school be na fio le chuchu nye fio ale nake nye ka nie ha ameke ba nye bi ani eni nke ba nye bi ani eni keba nye bi ani eni keba nye bi ani keba. That is how bad ame running here. That is how bad. That is how bad ni ame running ni enko boy. Ika melencha ame bile na ame 4 ame bile lencha na ame 4 ame nya ame kwe ame diencha ame bile na ame 4 ame nyeni ame kwe inko boy ame lencha ame bile ame nye ame kwe ame nya ame kwe inka ni engbe benke fly como flyer nano ama kane Joy News article name abodo botwe. You get free SHS. Let your wards come to school with food. Free SHS. Let your wards come to school with food. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, CHAS, has urged parents and guardians to assist with the feeding challenges in senior high schools. CHAS had earlier appealed to the Ghana Education Service to reconsider the reopening of high schools, citing unresolved financial issues, including the government's non-payment for perishable foods provided for students last year. However, the GES rejected this appeal. 5 days after schools reopened, the National Secretary of CHAS, Primus Barrow, told Joy News that the situation in high schools is dire, with many institutions having to ration food. He therefore encouraged parents to support their children with food items for use at school to complement the government's provision. I encourage parents, and I've already advised my PTA to this effect, to let their children bring food like gari, shito, and sugar to supplement whatever the school provides. I urge parents across the country, as the food situation has still not improved in the past 2 and 3 years, and it has worsened at this particular time, he said on Joy News's news desk on Wednesday, January 8th. 2 to 3 years, the kind of problem has actually gotten worse. arresting ye ni eyagbeke bi amedi encha me bi free SHS na me keje president Mahama start shama am no nka amenya me fail ojogban. We have the men we have the men bi amene we have the men bi nka amene ameba ni ameba pata no fail no ye sana me yase na me reform me party ojogban ni ame kai. Okay, when you come into office, yours is to serve the people, not to enrich your body and joy. A few in the society. Balo ma shikafe na meke wame. Ni mo fe mo lo mo ayame. Ko you ame ba ame ni me wame school. Ame pa me gi family ni yo Ghana na ame ni me wame school. Ame pe so President Mahama a first day in office noni teno ne onaboninchon like I said it is really sad. Ake Ghana be trust a very old man, and once again I'm not saying old derogatorily onaboninchon Ghana be trust mokoni da with a hope ake near da ebenoko taumo je mokoni young person ni pako taflache jolly me baba o ni e ba kwa me fe ni sane jackass ke ni bi ni boli fautu beji golf ke ni bi je no meko no akema wede ni ekwe mojugba ni ekla mojugba le mo na akema hale efite ma fe mo fe mo akema che. Even as ceremonial president, a prime minister Buzi, I'm a pattern of no ye. A bill weba, eba fite no feno. Next time, enya wakwa mojuba. Eto mi, nye ni mi fe video nye ba na gemi wo. Eto julo. Mi we video mi le mi edit nga ko eteto wo so you wala do wa go fe be ni wona ngene sanigba e mo le ngene wen twale kuku wona keno ko mejo ba wo ba yue katamanto sane ko story sele bo le inwe nutumo mango ona boni cho gana ngbe sanjie fa. So intake break fuel from me because I needed it. On a bonincho, this Katamando Sunday, wola. So I needed that break. On a bonincho. So what a politics say for me, so Uncle Ben, thank you for that advice. I'll catch you again same time tomorrow. The name is always Nita Tobo Viashon. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening, day, wherever you are. And bye bye.
Yeah, Baba, it's neat. Them say you want to chop my